white SUV is gonna drive right now when I walk up. I think a car just started to right when I walked up. They're getting out of that SUV right when I walked up. That white car looks like he's turning. Seeing this car is pulling up right now. This car is pulling up right now. Just hit their lock button right now. Those birds were sinking on me. I can see shit, but it's probably gonna be all pixelated when I upload it. These cars all look synchronized, and that's a place where they always drive by synchronized, where that car drove by. These birds are flying up right now, and I think a car turned behind me right there. I heard something behind me. This car is turning in front of me right here now, the place where they always synchronize. This white truck is at a place where they always synchronize with this car at the same time as it. Pretty much at the same time as each other. That's at a door where they always synchronize. This is probably as I step back up on the sidewalk. They like to synchronize when I walk around things on the sidewalk. I think the white truck was driving through the intersection at the crosswalk synchronized after driving by me synchronized. Then he's hitting his brakes right there on the white truck way up the street from me. Then a white car just drove in front of me right there way up the street. And then this black truck just pulled up, and this black car was turning at the same time in front of me. They look like they're synchronized. Is he gonna park when he drives by me? Yeah, he's turning to park right when he drives by me. Oh, it's a silver truck. It's black and silver. They like to sync black and silver cars together. They like to drive by at that door synchronized. They like to synchronize right here where he's stopping at the intersection at. They're gonna get out of this car when I walk up to the intersection, I bet. This white car is pulling up right when I walk up. Are they gonna get out right now? Nope. Are they gonna get out at another synchronized moment? This is right in the center of the street. Is it synchronized? These are red and blue. Are they synchronized? Blue, red, and silver. And stepping out right now, synchronized. Corner building. Right when I get across the street. I think maybe she was thinking at the corner of that building when she walked in front of me. I don't know. Is the light's gonna turn off next to me or something? It's parked right at a place where they synchronize, and this car is driving by right at it, right at the back bumper of the car. The door clicked next to me. Like it closed all the way next to me or something. What else is synchronized? I don't know. I think I saw some ahead of me. This car is getting to the intersection as this drives by me, and then it's going to drive by me at a place where they always synchronize, perfectly aligned with it. And this has a military license plate. And it's driving by a door where they always synchronize. This light's probably going to turn green when I walk up to the intersection, right? This car is coming out, and this car is coming up right when I walk up to the intersection. It has an 86 on the plate. The 86 to me. Light turned green right before the corner building. This car took off right at the center of the street. Took off right at the center of the street. That other truck behind him and that white van looks synchronized. Definitely the white van. I think this is synchronized. This is a corner building. It's late. These are always synchronized, and I'm almost at the train tracks. They love to synchronize at the train tracks. This white truck is turning as I walk by this pole. It's white. They look like the whiteys. These cars are perfectly directly next to me at a 90-degree angle. Synchronized. This car is pulling up as he stops at the intersection. It looks synchronized. These cars are perfectly directed next to me at a 90-degree angle, synchronized. This whitey looks like he's synchronized. This car is pulling up as the light is turning red, and I'm walking by the corner of the police station building at the same time, and this car has a dim tail light. He's the one that drove by me synchronized a minute ago. They're gonna synchronize. These are all silver cars. I hear a plane or something. What do I hear? This truck is turning slowly, straightening down the street right now. There's another red car turning behind it. Does that right when I get across the street. It's turning again. Car driving behind me, and I think they're synchronized with each other. I don't know what sound I'm hearing. Is it a construction sound or a plane or a helicopter or something? I don't know if it's a sync yet. This truck's gonna drive by at the corner of the building as this car turns in front of me. I don't know if it was a blue car. But if it was, and it was red and blue, here's a blue car, and this car is at the same time as it, both turning in front of me at the same time as each other. I don't know about that. Is this synchronized with a 42 on the plate? At the garage door where they always synchronize? It may sound like 42 on the plate. There's that blue car that was synced before. Did he sync again? I wasn't at the street yet. Is this gonna sink at the center of the street? The center of the street? Is this a sink at the corner of the house right when I get across the street? Are they gonna sink when I walk by the Freemason building and a million other places before that? Is this a sink at the curb? I think it's a sink. He's meeting the other white truck at the intersection, and then it's gonna sink. This whitey's gonna sink. He's driving by at the alley, and the whitey stopped to turn right when he drove by me. These cars are gonna sink perfectly directly next to me at a 90-degree angle. This car is probably a sink. I don't know. Is he a sink? This car looks like a sink at that corner. And he has kind of a dim tail light. This is at the corner of the building. This is also red, and they kind of met each other at the intersection. He's kind of meeting me at the intersection. But like, this car is turned right when I walked up to the intersection, the one that's going in the parking lot. This one's at the center of the street. This one has a 9377. 93 is my birth year. So I always see it on license plates that are synchronized. And I always see repeating numbers on license plates that are synchronized. So 9377. This car is gonna turn up. Is this sync? Alright, I don't know. I feel like they're stalking. I feel like this is a stalker. And I feel like this is a stalker. And I feel like these are definitely stalkers driving by me simultaneous. And I feel like this loud truck is probably for the corner of the Freemason building. He's early though. Are they gonna hop out of the car synchronized? Here comes another loud truck. Is he gonna synchronize? He's pulling up right now. Is he synchronized? No, sync. Are they gonna hop out of the car right now? No. Alright. I think these hawks sync. Are these hawks gonna sync? Are they gonna fly over me right when I get across the street? I see a car over there right now. Are you gonna fly right over my head? Right at the corner of the house. This, I think he's a whitey head. Let's go to one more intersection so I can show you how extremely obviously synchronized it is all the time, and all day, every day. Here we go. It's gonna sync. I'm walking by the alley right now. Sync. And it's a bunch of silver cars. Oh, that's a green one. Well, that white car looks extremely late if he's a stalker. So does that green car. I think they're both a little late, and those are definitely synchronized, and that car was turning in front of me at the same time they drove by me. That truck is synchronized. Did you see him? Hopefully it's not too pixelated, you can see him. This, I think I saw sinks up the street. This car's gonna sink, right? Don't sink. He's at the corner of the church, and that car is always synced. Whenever I see it, every day, it's always synced. It's Whitey's turning sync. Okay. Looks like he's turning sync right there. This Whitey is gonna sink. It's a fire truck. This blue car was going through the intersection when the red car drove by me. Is it a sink? Is that a sink? Don't sink. Is this a sink? Is it time to sink? At the corner of the house, this truck was turning in front of me at the same time, I think. Here comes the sinks. They're gonna sink right at the street. Sink. Center of the street, sink. This white truck is... There was just a red car that turned behind me, and then there's a blue truck right after it. I think they're synchronized. Anyway, my battery's about to die, and they're gonna synchronize. I think these are synchronized. Anyway, they're definitely gonna synchronize again. As you saw, they synchronized. Is this synchronized? Let's see. Come on, give me one more obvious sync before my battery dies. Fucking trolls. Like, they'll do less obvious things just to troll me when I'm recording sometimes. I hear engine sound. Nice, there you go. Bruh, when I tell y'all that they don't stop. So, that last video I just did on here, my battery drained. My battery's been draining more and more lately. I think, iPhone batteries degrade over time. So I think it's that, but it's also them draining it. Like, they make it worse. And it'll drain, like, right when I walk up to an intersection, it'll be like low battery. And, like, they'll make it drain faster. And then the other day, my phone was at, like, it was really cold outside. My battery always drains when it's cold outside. And the other day, it was like, warning, low battery, 10%. So I put it in my pocket, and then I pull it back out of my pocket like 10, 15 minutes later, and it was at 58%. How does it jump back up to 58%? And then, like today, like that last video, it drained. So I had to end the video. But it's cold outside. So it drained because it's cold outside. But I think it drained faster, though. I think they made it drain faster. Anyway, I pulled out my GoPro to record some more on my walk back home. And then it was at like 75% or something, the battery life. I recorded for like 30 seconds, and then the battery is like low battery warning, shutting down, and it just shuts off. Like, how does it go from 75% to just dead in like 30 seconds? And then the GoPro, I got a GoPro 8. They're Wi-Fi capable. So like, it's Skynet. I swear to God, it's Skynet. Because it's not that cold. It's only like 40 degrees outside. It's not that cold out. So I don't know why it would drain that fast, you know? Unless it's them doing it. So they're just on my nuts. They're just always draining my shit. And like keeping my battery life. Like I'll have my phone on the charger forever sometimes. And it won't be charging really. Sometimes it'll charge faster. And then I got an iPhone 10 and it always overheat. Like iPhone 10s overheat. It's like a problem with the iPhone 10. But they'll make it overheat. Like they'll make it worse. Just to drain my battery and shit. And make my phone freeze up and shit. And then when I was walking home, there was a tornado siren. They test the tornado sirens every Tuesday. And every time it's starting synchronized. So it started right as these cars drove by me, and then it stopped right as these other cars drove by me. And it was going off forever, too. It seemed like it was going off longer than it usually does. And then there was this ambulance with sirens on that met me at an intersection that I probably could have recorded if my battery didn't drain on my GoPro. If they didn't drain my battery on my GoPro, I probably would have had enough battery life to make it to that intersection to catch the ambulance at least. But they drained my battery in like 20 seconds. Or something did. The cold did, apparently. But I don't think it was the cold. And then like I'll upload videos and they'll just be dragging it out when I'm uploading videos to YouTube. Like last night, this video, I was uploading it and then it's like processing forever after it uploads. Like it does the processing thing. And it was just like sitting at 100%. And it was just taking forever to process and finally upload all the way. And then it does it like at midnight. Like I don't know if it was right at midnight. I wasn't looking at the clock when it finally did it, but like I post it on Twitter or whatever, and I look at the clock and it says midnight. Like they just dragged it out just so it would be midnight when it finally uploads. And they'll do shit like that, or it'll be like 3:22 or whatever. And then sometimes it will take longer to upload than other times, and sometimes like a longer video will take shorter time to upload than a shorter video. Just dumb shit, man. Just like all day they're just fucking with me like this. They're draining my battery. They're just fucking with me constantly. And my computer too will sync. Like how my GoPro can connect to Wi-Fi, like I said. My computer will sync, and I don't have Wi-Fi in my apartment. And my computer will like freeze up synced and like buffer synced and shit. Like I'll be watching a DVD or I'll be making a beat. Like I'll just be sitting here on Final Cut Pro and I'll just like play it and then it'll just like pause synced. It'll just like buffer at a synced moment, and then it'll start playing synced again. Anyway, here's this beat I'm working on.